The city skyline was a jagged mess of concrete dust and flickering fires. High above the ruins, Superman hovered in the thick smoke, his iconic cape torn at the hem. Below him, Spider-Man sat on a crumbling parapet, his suit stained with soot and his breath coming in ragged, painful gasps. Across the plaza, the villains stood in a tense, weary line, their knuckles white and eyes darting. They were all locked in a cycle of wreckage that had already lasted for hours. Suddenly, a messenger delivered a simple note to both sides. Come to the hill. Leave your weapons and your rage at the gate. Exhausted beyond measure, the fighters moved toward the old monastery beneath the ancient banyan tree. Superman landed softly and unclasped his heavy cape, laying it gently on the grass. Spider-Man pulled off his mask, revealing a young face streaked with dirt and fatigue. The villains stood apart, their hands still twitching at their sides, unable to fully let go of their defensive instincts. Inside, Venerable Sona lit a single lantern. The small flame cast long, dancing shadows on the stone floor. "Why do you fight?" the monk asked calmly. Superman stepped forward, his voice low. "To stop evil," Spider-Man added. "To protect the innocent." Then, a villain sneered from the shadows. "We fight because the world crushed us first." The monk reached into the fire, pulled out 2 burning sticks, and pressed one into the hand of Superman and one into the hand of the villain. "Hold them," he commanded. Seconds later, the heat seared their skin. Both men hissed in pain and dropped the sticks simultaneously. "Anger is a burning coal," Sona said, his voice echoing in the silence. "You intend to throw it at another, but it consumes your own hand first." A heavy silence descended on the courtyard. Spider-Man looked down at his bruised knuckles, while a villain traced a jagged scar on his forearm. The monk stood up slowly. "Violence stops a threat for an hour, but hatred fuels the next war. Strength without wisdom is merely destruction." A young villain stepped forward, his voice trembling with uncertainty. "Should we stand by while we are hurt?" The monk gestured to the sprawling, deep roots of the banyan tree. "Protection is necessary, but acting from hatred breeds more suffering. True courage is stopping harm without becoming the monster you fight." Superman looked at his hands, remembering the terrible sound of collapsing buildings. Spider-Man watched the leaves rustle in the dark, reflecting on the weight of his responsibility. The monk poured tea into chipped clay cups. "Hatred never ends through hatred," he said softly. "Only kindness dissolves it." Superman bowed his head low. "I defined victory by the battlefield," he admitted. "Now, I see that true strength lies in preventing the need for the fight." Spider-Man nodded, his eyes bright in the moonlight. "Saving the city starts with saving hearts." The group dispersed into the darkness, leaving their weapons at the gate, untouched and unneeded.